Hi everyone, Kevin Kiley here, and I'm so excited to be back with a brand new episode of Magical Melodies. Hi everyone. It is so exciting to be back. We've been away from each other for a little bit of time, but it feels like no time has passed at all. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing amazing. We have a really fun, interesting, new kind of themed episode today, but we'll get into that in a second. Before that, we're gonna, chip the tea. Okay, first things first. Halloween. Okay, I know you're like, Kevin, it's August. Why are we talking about Halloween? In Disney World, Halloween starts in August, people. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party begins on August 9th and it runs through October 31st. So, for a second, I've got some questions about that. To be clear, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is a separate ticketed event from your regular park tickets. Okay, what are you talking about? I got you. So if you have, let's say on August 9th, which is the first day that the Halloween party begins, if you have a ticket to Magic Kingdom on August 9th as your regular park ticket, that is what it is. That is your regular park ticket from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night when the park closes before it transitions to the Halloween party. So don't be confused and think that if you get your ticket for the day, that is also your admission into the Halloween party, because it's not. And I don't want you to go there and have a terrible time, so hear me out. You need to get a separate ticket for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. It's a separate ticketed event, okay? Cannot stress that enough. It's awesome. You can get in there as early as 4 o'clock, I believe. And obviously you should, if you're there, get the most of your money in your ticket. And then it transfers over probably about 6 o'clock into the Halloween shows, which they do Hocus Pocus. The Sanderson sisters come out and sing along with the other Disney villains, all that fun stuff. It's literally incredible. They do a Boo to You parade, which is amazing. It's one of the only night parades that happens, along with some of the other special ticketed events. But yes, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is different than your regular ticket. So just something to think about if that's something you want to check out, as well as going through the park during the day. All right, Tiana's Bayou Adventure is officially open as of June 28th. It has officially been open, and I cannot wait to ride it. I'm like kind of not watching anything about it because I like to be surprised with that stuff, and like I want to fully enjoy it before I see any of the spoilers. But like the little tips and tricks that I've come across look amazing, and I'm super excited about that. Hi Stephanie, you went to Magic Kingdom on a party day and it was amazing. Yes, it is amazing. That's the other side to it. The crowds are low because it is a ticketed event and not everybody can get in. So there you go, just saying. Also, we have a new system. So let's rewind a couple of episodes ago with my friend Sabrina Paulson, who was on and spoke all things about Genie Plus and gave you all tips, tricks, and whatnot. Well, Disney done did it again and they got rid of Genie Plus. I know. So those of you that are asking what the heck is going on with fast passes, things like that. So I got you covered. They brought Lightning Lane Multi-Pass / Single Pass. So basically, if you're familiar with the parks before, maybe I would say, let's say 6-7 years ago, when if you booked your resort or your ticket, you got your fast pass with it. It was actually a paper fast pass once upon a time. So these are very similar to that, with the exception of them, you do have to pay for them. So I'm not too sure how it's being rolled out because it literally just started, I believe, last week. So I'll get more details on that for you. But to my understanding, it's very similar to just booking your fast pass. So let's say we're going to Epcot, right? And it will show you. I actually looked because I wanted to have some real evidence on what I'm talking about. And certain days they change, they fluctuate. But today, for example, I looked and Epcot was $19 for the day for my multi-pass. So my multi-pass gets me, if I click on that, I can pre-pick up to 3 rides. 1 from tier 1 and 2 from tier 2. Or you can do all yours from tier 2. Tier 1 are the higher volume rides. So let's talk Epcot. Frozen Ever After, Test Track, Soarin', Remy's Ratatouille, like the things that are very high volume wait times are more or less in that tier 1. And then all of the other ones like Figment, my favorite, let's see, Figment, Nemo, things like that are in tier 2. So you get to pre-pick those, and then once you scan in, to my understanding, you get to see what's left, and you pick once you scan into your ride and finish it. But more to come on that. That's just a skeleton view of what is new at Disney. I missed y'all so much. On today's episode, we are actually going to take a step away from the parks for a moment and kind of go down memory lane, reminiscing on some of the Disney movies and the nostalgia and what they mean to us. And I say us because I have a very special guest who's about to come on, the Queen of Joy, the creator of the very network that you're watching right now, the Breakthrough Show Network, one of the best people that I know. Miss Jessica Dugas is behind the scene looking at me. Hey girl, we'll see you in just a second. All right, my friends, without further ado, I'm going to give us a little transition and welcome our very special guest, Miss Jessica Dugas. Hey, girl.
Hello. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. First of all, thank you for being here today.
Yeah.
I know this is your rest day, and I appreciate you coming out for me.
Listen, it's rare these days. I've been so protective of my days off and so protective of like my me time. Like, I don't know. I've been really in a space of peace and just really needing that. And today just happened to work out. When it happens to work out, I'm here for it, but I'm not pushing it anymore, you know?
That's right. That's right. And you need your me time because that is just as important. Just saying. So, friends, Jessica and I co-hosted a show together a couple of years ago, and this right now, the double screen side by side, it just feels right. It feels like I'm back home. What do you think?
Absolutely. I miss our Throwback Thursday time together for sure. And I always enjoy, I mean, look, I think you and I have been performers for a long time and on many different types of stages, right? And so we can fill space. We can talk. We can get it done. However, it's so much more fun to have somebody to kind of rap with, and I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, and somebody who speaks with their hands just as much as I do is a win-win.
Yes.
All right. So let's get into it. So first things first, before we dive into the movie section of it all, have you been to Disney World before?
I have, but I was really, really little. And the only story that I have heard about that trip, and probably why I haven't brought my own kids, is because, so I heard that I got on Magic Mountain. And about halfway up, going up like this, I was like, I don't like this anymore. I would like to get off now. And proceeded to have a fit the whole time, apparently. I don't remember that, but that's what I was told. And so I'm like, whatever. I've always been a little bit extra. But anyway, and then when my brothers went, they went on some kind of like, there's some kind of boat thing. And they went on this boat and then they couldn't find them. Like they got lost. So my family clearly doesn't have like great history with the parks. So yeah.
That's where we're at. Nonetheless, right?
I'm sure. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. But I've always felt super connected to Disney in general, because growing up, like I just remember having the Mickey Mouse Club was such a big deal in the 80s and 90s. And then Kids Incorporated, that was another one that just fed my soul from
Oh yeah.
Disney. And I had every single one of the Disney sing along songs, that, and they would say, "Follow the bouncing ball," and it would go over. And those were my favorite things ever. Favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to have a Halloween one that was on a little VHS tape, and it would like show the Halloween scenes, and like
Yeah.
I had this little white TV. I'd be bouncing around singing along with it from the mere age of like 6. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of movies, so before we get into the nostalgia of it all, I just have to say, are you familiar with Inside Out?
Yes, I have not the first one. I have not seen the whole thing.
Yes. Okay.
But my kids have seen it. Yeah.
So I'm new to the bandwagon. I believe the first one came out, I want to say maybe a couple of years ago, 2 years maybe.
Yeah.
In lieu of the second one coming out, I said, you know what, I'm gonna watch the first one, and then I was gonna go see the second one with my niece,
Mhm.
my family, whatever. I did not expect to have it hit here as much as it did. And
I keep hearing that.
yeah, when I tell you, I wish growing up, just Kevin here, that I had a movie like that to watch. I mean, normalizing human emotions, normalizing a kid going through puberty, going through
Yeah.
different kinds of emotions, and like introducing anxiety and all of those things, and in realizing and making you understand that happiness and sadness, they work together, and
Mhm.
it's not a bad thing. You're not different, you're not unnormal because of it. I mean,
Right.
the way that they did this was absolutely incredible. It has to be one of my favorite newer Disney movies
Yeah.
of all times.
This is not Disney, but I think I had that growing up in Mister Rogers.
Mm,
That was the only, and I watched a whole thing about him the other day as well. I've been on this like watch this all these documentaries lately. Anyway, I watched this whole thing about him recently, and all the other things Disney. Well, Disney's always been sort of entertainment focused. I think. I mean,
right,
obviously there's lessons, there's like things to learn, but I think they've been really entertainment focused. And PBS was super, like Sesame Street at the time was super education focused,
right,
and Mr. Rogers was like super about the emotion and about social, being, how to be social, how to feel, how to be yourself, and all
right.
these things. And so I love that things like Inside Out are being that for our kids now, even though you can go back and obviously watch whatever on rerun. But I'm glad that there's something out there that's really speaking to people right now, and I've heard that Disney did a really good job with that.
I just like it literally blew my mind. Like I went in there with no expectations other than let me see what this is about so I can go
Yeah.
see the second one and have a sense. And I was like, it took me all
Yeah.
the way back.
Have you seen? I'm trying to. I was going to on a hunt here to see if it is Disney, because I don't think it is. The movie If.
If. I don't think I have.
It what is it? I'm completely blanking who's in it right now, but it's about imaginary friends. And that's another one.
It's newer.
Yes.
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
That's another one. You better get your tissues, because I did not expect that.
Yeah,
I did not expect that at all.
that's with
At
the
all.
purple thing, right? The purple imaginary friend. Yeah,
Yes.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah. So good. So
Okay.
not Disney. So back to the just thinking about emotional movies now.
But PSA, watch it and get your tissues.
Yes. Get your tissues.
So
Absolutely.
let's talk Little Mermaid for a second, which I know
Okay.
you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new live action one that came out about a year ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
So I enjoy it for what it is. I try really hard with remakes to separate them in my mind, because if I try to think Miss Brittany, if I try to think if I try to compare it, we're in trouble because the
Right.
first one is so like
Iconic.
I was literally playing on the playground when that came out. So like the memories of like I remember having little friends out on the playground. We were going to play Little Mermaid and we would argue over who was going to get to be Ariel. And it was like then we were in our little cat fights in like third grade out on the playground. And so that movie has it's more than just about the movie. Like that was my life at the time.
Yeah.
And it was also between that and Beauty and the Beast was the first ones that I really started to love to sing, and so it means something to me. And so while I appreciate the newer version, I gotta go with the older one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the nostalgia of it all, first and
Right.
foremost, is just what it is. And it's funny that you say Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast because those are my top two favorite Disney
Yeah.
movies of all time.
Yep.
And here's why. It's like, take what you think, okay, the point storyline from point A to point B of Little Mermaid, right? It's so much more than just that. If you think about it, when she sings Part of Your World, she's talking about that longing that she has for her dreams and whatever
Right.
that is to you. And like as a kid seeing that song and hearing the words like when's it my turn, like things like that, like it always pushed me to go harder, and that was something that always stuck with me,
Yeah.
And Beauty and the Beast, it's like, okay, again, not from point A to point B, but think about it other than, okay, there's people in this world that are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. It's just not life. And
Yeah.
to show an example of how beauty is not everything, beauty is often found within, and should be that way, was so important as a kid
Yeah.
as well, because that can burn in your brain. And let's be real, life can be challenging sometimes.
Yep.
you know
Yep.
um, so with that being said, though, yeah, I agree, the first one is just nostalgic for me,
Yeah.
100%. I will say that out of the recent live action remakes, I will say that Little Mermaid was my favorite one.
Yeah.
I thought it was mostly very well done
Yeah.
compared to.
Yeah, I mean, I still have a little bit of like it's weird for me, even though we've come a long way with animation and things like that, and I still feel it's a little weird for me sometimes when they do the animals because it's like that doesn't look real at all. And
If you want
so
to play flounder dirty, okay?
yeah, so it's a little weird for me, but yeah, I still thought I've always loved the music. But yeah, it's the first one for me, I
Yeah,
think for sure.
no, I totally agree. Do
Yeah.
you have like a top two or three, like these are my favorites, here's why, in your repertoire?
Um, yeah, and so as I'm thinking in my brain, and I went and I found this like master list of Disney films because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't even think we realize sometimes Disney also started teaming up with Touchstone and what am I looking at here? Hollywood Pictures,
Yes.
Touchstone. And so sometimes you don't even realize this is a Disney movie. And
Right.
so like I went to go look at this master list. There's a few there's two older ones that I really are super, and they're not even, I mean, one of them's there's songs in it, but it's not considered a musical.
Yeah.
First one is Pollyanna,
Oh,
with
yes.
Haley Mills.
Yes.
And I just the storyline of that it's heartbreaking, but
Yeah.
it's also like it's such a beautiful story of like chosen family and perseverance and really, and I talked about that movie on Project Joy a couple of times because of the whole thing of her spreading joy. Like
Yeah.
that's just she would go around with like the little prisms
Yeah.
and show
Yeah.
like the rainbows on the
Yep.
wall, and it just touches my heart. And then the other one also Haley Mills times two,
Yep.
and that was the original Parent Trap.
Yes.
I just love that movie to pieces. I loved Haley Mills so much from That Darn Cat.
Yeah.
Just she was in so many things back in that time. But those two are like early favorites for me. Obviously you mentioned Little Mermaid, and then Beauty and the Beast. Those are like two from like my growing up time. that I really enjoy. And then I don't know, everyone, I think newer ones as far as live action, I love Princess Diaries
Oh
with
yes.
Anne
Oh my God.
Hathaway and
Yeah.
basically anything with Julie Andrews.
Okay. Let's
Anything
pause
Julie
for
Andrews touches.
a moment on Julie
Yeah.
Andrews because she recently was in Brantford, Connecticut, directing a show that I almost auditioned for and didn't work out timing wise. And then I see Julie Andrews in Stony Creek, Brantford, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And I'm like,
This is one of those this would have been one of those what if rabbit hole moments for me. That's
wait,
what that would have been.
wait.
Yeah.
But how cool though? Like Julie Andrews in Connecticut, like directing a show. Like,
That's amazing.
yeah,
She's I mean, there's just nothing even to say. Like it would be a dream come true if I could just have a 15-minute conversation with
yeah.
her.
I
Just
mean, icon. Like she is the queen.
yeah.
She is the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I don't even was yeah, I don't think yeah, Sound of Music was Disney, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So and my okay, do you have a favorite song from Sound of Music?
The hills are alive are always in my
Yeah.
head. So like I guess I would say that. I do like Do Re Mi.
Yeah. My favorite song from Sound of Music is I Have Confidence. And
Oh, okay.
I sometimes when I need a vibe, I will put that and I will act out the whole damn thing. I will go through I will get my guitar case because she's running through the town with her guitar case with it.
That's
I will
right.
get it. I will get my guitar and I will swing it around the living room and I have confidence in sunshine. Like it's a whole performance.
So AKA if you see Jessica doing her performance, I have confidence, you didn't see anything and let her rock, okay?
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Let
Don't
her
worry
rock.
about it. My doctor's aware. It's fine.
It's therapy, it's medication, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I like anything with her. I was trying to think of like recent I really liked Up.
oh yes. Another tearjerker.
And I know I
For
always go
sure.
for the crying ones. God.
Yeah.
I loved Princess and the Frog.
Oh my gosh. Iconic, iconic.
So good.
Can we
Yeah.
talk Moana for a second? Because that
Yeah.
was probably is one of my favorite, like, newer ones as well.
Mhm.
Like, I love Moana. I'm so excited for the second one that's coming out, I think in November, I want to say.
Yeah.
Just another one, so good. Like, a boss. Like, she's doing the things, like, on her own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just love it. I love the music. I love the story, the concept, everything. And
Do you know what's can we just get controversial for half a second here?
absolutely,
Okay, there's a lot of people that kind of crap on older Disney movies because um the women are looking for a partner or whatever, and then they've gone so far to the
right,
other end of things,
right.
like I don't need a man. And the interesting thing about that is I don't ever remember growing up and being like, I want to be just like Ariel who's looking for Eric. Or
No,
I want to be just like, whoever that's looking for Prince Charming. Like I don't know. I never saw it like that as a
no,
child.
right.
So I think a lot of these people that are, you know, throwing all of these old movies aside because they're like that was a bad example for women. I never thought that as
No,
a little girl. I was
no,
like, oh my gosh, Ariel's so strong. Look at
right,
her, like she
right.
kept fighting on, even though she didn't have her fins anymore and all.
Yeah,
But like, so like that kind of bothers me a little bit when we start talking about movies and people automatically throw the old ones
yeah,
aside
yep.
because I never thought that as a kid.
No, I mean, even going back to what I was saying about part of your world, it's like I took that whole concept as like a dream, a longing,
Yeah.
more than just what wasn't serving her and where she wasn't happy. Like she was taking
Right.
that stance, ready to stand.
Yeah.
Like You're right. I never looked at it that way until it was presented to me that way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
All right, fine. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back for a few more questions with the Queen of Joy herself. Be right back.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home. Where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Well, who put that beautiful commercial together?
I don't know. I know her.
I know her. That's great. That's the first time that I'm like really seeing the new one. I love it.
Oh, yay. Well, you had to be in it. So
I love that part, that little sign. So speaking of sign, I got to bring my girl out, my queen over here, Miss Layla, to come say hello. Come on in.
Layla. Every time you say her name, I get Eric Clapton in my head. Hey, girl.
Tell the folk what your favorite Disney movie is.
My favorite Disney movie is The Princess and the Frog.
Okay. Why?
Because it has like a kind of an important message to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely does. What's your second favorite? Frozen. Why?
I don't know. I really just like them.
You like the music?
Yeah.
Anything new in your life that you want to share to the folks? Are you excited for anything maybe coming up in the next week or two?
Me and my uncle are going to Disney World. And my mom.
We are. We are actually going to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So very excited for that.
So jealous. Come pick me up, Layla.
Oh, yeah. You're in the suitcase. We got you.
In the suitcase. Yes. And I'm so excited because she's wearing Care Bears. And you.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Again, not Disney, but Care Bears.
The Care Bears are those girls. Okay. Like, I almost swore, but I got myself. I love it. Well, thank you. Say hello to the fan. She's here. Yes, Halloween is the best party. Preach. We got a mixture of everybody going on here.
I want to go to the Halloween party.
Oh my gosh, Jessica, it's literally like, I can't. Like, there's pumpkins and Mickey pumpkins and Halloween snacks and headless horsemen riding by you in the parade and the Sanderson sisters. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You got to do it. I mean, yeah. So I'm so excited. When I moved back up here to Connecticut, I really, I've been wanting to go to Salem so bad, and I think I'm going to do that eventually.
Oh, yes. Layla, you got some Care Bear fans on here.
Care Bear stare.
Yes. The Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party music, like the Boo to You party. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the whole vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Love it.
So I have one more question for you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit about your favorites. We talked a little bit about why. Now, my question to you is, growing up, and it could be from some of the ones that you already mentioned, do you have a song, a Disney scene from a movie, a message that really hit you in the heart and that's always stuck with you, that you carry, with you?
Okay, so this is going to be both probably a little bit emotional and very funny.
Yeah.
Um, one of my favorite Disney movies, and this is one that I have not mentioned. One of my favorite Disney movies of all times was Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yes, my mom hates that movie, but I love it.
Yes, I love that movie. And because I love Angela Lansbury, that's another one that if I could have just had just a little bit, like 15 minutes with her.
Yeah.
Anyway, I remember the scene where she got her first broom in the mail. And I used to, when my grandmother wasn't looking, go and get the broom out of the closet, and I would ask my grandfather if he could move the car out of the garage. And so he just did it. I don't know why he didn't question me. Anyway, move the car out of the garage. And I used to go in there, and I promise you, Kevin, I tried so hard to fly that broom. I had every spell from that movie memorized, and I tried so hard to fly that broom. And the reason, and I love the song that she sings, The Age of Not Believing.
Yes.
And I think I kind of remember the moment when I was trying to fly the broom and realizing this is not actually going to work. And that time, it made me so sad, so sad. And but that the reason that is so significant for me is because it's so how I still am now.
Yeah.
I will try something, knowing back here that it's probably not going to work, but I'm so hopeful that I'm going to make any broom I touch fly.
Okay. And you know what?
So I still feel some kind of way about that. And I think if we could all just have a little bit of ounce of that hope that you can make that happen, you can face a lot of different things. And I will never forget that. I will never forget
that
both
was,
trying to fly that broom and then the realization that's probably not going to work, and then kind of looking back and going, that was still fun.
yeah.
Fun and cute, and you know.
And the thing that's most around all of that is exactly what you just said, the hope. In a spot where life is weird a lot of the times, throwing curveballs at us left and right, that little bit of hope in there could literally save a person. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's just, honestly, it's just such an incredible way to look at things. I love that. That gave me complete chills. My friend, do you have anything that you want to let the folk know about the Breakthrough Show Network coming up?
So the biggest thing right now is like we have worked so hard to put together this virtual community. You can go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club. Kevin has an office there. If you actually go to under office spaces, you can go visit his office anytime, and it actually overlooks Magic Kingdom. So it's very cool. Very cool. Go on a computer, because some people will go on phone and they'll be like, I didn't see anything. It looks kind of weird. But go on a computer so you can actually see the graphics. It's a virtual community. It's as if you would walk into a building of all your favorite people, and there's a music lounge, which you can listen to Kevin Kiley music. And you can go to his office, and there's we have craft circle and co-working and events and all this fun stuff. So that's one of the biggest things. And then the next thing is go to thefriendshipparadox.com. That is a documentary that I am putting together about friendship and adulthood that premieres on Friendsgiving, which is the day after Thanksgiving in November.
That trailer got me, just saying.
It was a vibe.
Incredible. And I'm so excited for that. Speaking of Kevin Kiley music, my friends, for those that don't know, I am a singer. I am a singer, first and foremost. That's who I am. And those that also don't know, I just released a new song called Secrets that came out on Friday. My first release in a year. Listen, sometimes you need a minute. Sometimes you need time. And you know what? I'm here to normalize that, because I could have put out things when I wasn't ready, but it's just not who I am, and I wanted to make sure that I was there, ready to give my best work to those that that support me. On another note to that, I am part of a competition right now called Next Top Hitmaker. And I just recently got into the top 5, and now voting goes for group finalists up until Thursday. So you can vote for free once a day if you wanna see me on there. The link is in all of my bios. Greatly appreciate the love. Thank you to all that have already been doing that, because I see each and every one of you, and I am so beyond grateful for that. So thank you. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Here are the links. This is my new song. If you're a Spotify girl, come on down. It's there, and I'm really proud of it. So just a little tidbit to myself. Up next on the Breakthrough Show Network, the Queen of Joy herself, tomorrow, 9:00 a.m. Eastern Time, Project Joy. Start your Monday right, people. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Also, I will be back on August 18th. Well, you'll see me. I won't see you, because it'll be a pre-recorded episode that time, because I'll be in Disney World, but the love is all there. Jessica, thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. You do enough and making this time for me on your Sunday. I really appreciate it. And I
thank you for having me. It's so much fun. And you guys, I put the top hitmaker link in the chat for you guys. So you could just click on it and go if you haven't voted today. Just a reminder, go vote.
Thank you. My friends, I want to leave you with this. May your days be filled with pixie dust and your dreams be as magical as a Disney fairy tale. Until next time, my friends, keep the magic alive, and we'll see you next time on Magical Melodies. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.